one tree, and it didn't go between the trees the way I wanted. It went on the wrong side, and I smucked the railing a little bit, but it was just the top of it. Didn't do any damage. And I knew I was going to get away with it. That's why I fell that tree. But I fell that one really cool. I did my wedge in the center, and I just cut one side to get it to kind of like a scissor wheel and kind of turn. So it was good. It rolled, but it didn't roll quite far enough to miss the tree I wanted it to miss. I was hoping it was going to bounce the other way, but I got more of a bounce off the one branch. So it cleared the one branch that I wanted to clear, so it didn't get hung up. But it didn't quite roll enough to stay inside. Or maybe, no, sorry, it rolled too much is what it did. It rolled further than I wanted it to. So it bounced off the branch and rolled further than I wanted it to. And it just kind of touched the railing a bit. So that was mess up one. No harm, no foul. Mess up two, I threw the chain on the little saw. Cutting brush, because I was cutting the brush that I was putting in the trailer too fast, and I knew I was doing it too fast. You know, when you just start swinging the saw around, and of course it threw the chain, so I had to put that back on. So that was my first chain throwing on that saw this year. Well, I think that was my first chain throwing on that saw. Didn't do any damage, just, you know, you throw the chain once in a while. The second was I started brushing with the big saw because I like using the big saw, the tree reaper, and I sucked up a stick into the chain catch. It didn't throw the chain, but it did kind of stretch it a little bit, so it's like it didn't do any damage. But and then oh yeah, and it fell on my arse 3 times because when I was hauling back another tree, maybe about the size of that pine straight ahead, it was leaning back towards the house. So we hoisted I climbed the most shady, rickety wooden ladder about 20 feet in the air, tied it up, came back down, and we hoisted around another tree, started pulling. And when I cut a bit, pull a bit, just to get the top to move over the direction we wanted, I went to pull on it, snap, it went rolling on my arse. The client got a good laugh at it, so I grabbed the remaining string, tried it again, cut a little bit more, tried it again, pulled it right where I wanted it, snap, rolled on my arse again. And then I was like, I just grabbed the rest of it was down enough that I could grab the rest of it, pulled it down, and it went right where I wanted it to. What I was worried about was, it going back towards the house. So I had to get the top over. It's always about the top, right? And B, that it was right beside this dead birch that when I hit when it would roll off the dead birch a bit, I wanted to slowly pull it past that because it was kind of hung up in one of the birch's branches. And it was just a big pine tree. And anyway, the top was I was amazed it didn't snap in half. But that thing, I got to figure out how to get that one down before it falls on the house. And it's a dangerous tree because it's right where people walk, and it's right close to the house, and it's dead birch, right? So, but anyway, that was my day yesterday. Oh, the last screw up. Where I threw my pile, the nice clean area where I threw my pile, I was cutting, and I hit a metal pail. And I'm like, where the hell did that come from? I hit it with the little saw. So that was my first hitting of metal this season, I think. Yeah. And I know what you're going to ask. Reg, how the hell do you hit a metal pail? Well, I was cutting branches, and then there was a pail. I don't know where this metal pail came from. But I was just, ding. It's like, chipped one of the tooth a bit, so I sharpened it up and everything was good. But I was looking at it, it's like, where the hell did that come from? Like, I think my chainsaws are like magnets or something, because I always seem to find metal. That's why I got the little ones, though. Anyway, there we go. But other than that, it was a great day yesterday.